can take millions of dollars and invest them in corporations and developers and big department stores, people we've never met in our lives, if we can do that, then surely we can take a tiny percent of our resources and invest them in our own people. Because I've been asked 100 times at economic development shows, and that is, do you have the workforce I need in Burleson? I'm not concerned that we try to get everybody a 4-year degree. That's not reasonable. It's not rational. But what I do know is if we can take kids who otherwise aren't headed to college and we can get them into a community college, then we are investing in their success.
You live, you learn, you love, you learn, you cry, you laugh, you lose, you learn, you bleed.
And the other thing I know is that if we invest in higher education, it's going to pay huge dividends in economic development. Today we have a campus with Hill College and Texas Wesleyan, and we got 300 to 400 students every semester that are going to school all day into the night on that campus. You think that's not good for the economy of Old Town? You think that's not creating jobs in Old Town? You think it doesn't create a workforce for the service industry that is so important to our economy and to our quality of life? That's a smart thing to do. We could build a real campus in Burleson with our partners that the city is not responsible for maintaining and funding from year to year, and we can have a real 4-year and beyond higher education program in the city of Burleson, where we have, instead of 300 to 400 students, 3,000, 2,000 to 3,000 students that are earning their degrees, whether it's an associate's degree, a technical certification, a bachelor's degree, or a graduate degree. I'm not talking about giving people handouts of money. I'm talking about building the infrastructure to support higher education in Burleson, taking the opportunity fund that we have now, stretching it to its maximum capacity. And I'm telling you that this would be a community where we could look every child in the eye as they go to kindergarten and say, young man or young woman, you get to go to college someday if you stay in Burleson. And we can look in the eye of every parent that's walking their kindergartner into class on that first day of school and say, you listen to this young man or this young woman, they get to go to college someday. You remember that, and when you look at them, you think of them as college bound.
Fire trucks are coming up around the bend. You live, you learn.
And we can say to every teacher, every kindergarten teacher, every first grader, second grader, all the way through high school, when your student walks through the door, you need to look at them and you need to know that kid gets to go to college someday. And if we look at all of our students, and we see that kind of future for them, how does that change our expectations for our own kids? How does that change our teachers' expectations for our kids? How does that change parents' expectations? And how does that change our kids' expectations for themselves? If we were a community that could do that, and if we were known around the country as the community that invests in its own people, that cares that much about higher education, there is nothing in the world that can stop us.